Wait a minute. If you think you know what the MacBook Pro looks like, you need to stop everything right now. Apple is about to pull a move so unhinged that it breaks every rule they've set for the last decade. We aren't just looking at a simple spec bump or a new color. We are looking at a roadmap that is arguably the most chaotic and exciting shift in the history of the Mac. According to heavy-hitting leaks from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the MacBook Pro is getting a double-shot update that will leave your wallet trembling. One update is the safe, predictable refresh we see every year. But the other one, lurking in the shadows for late 2026, sounds almost illegal by Apple standards. We're talking about OLED displays, a chassis so thin it defies physics, the death of the notch, and get ready for this touchscreen support on a Mac. Yes, after years of telling us touchscreens don't belong on laptops, Apple is finally waving the white flag. The real question isn't just what is coming next. The question is, should you buy a MacBook Pro today, or wait for the most dramatic redesign Apple has ever attempted? Let's look at the immediate future first. If you have your credit card ready right now, you need to listen closely. Apple is preparing to launch updated MacBook Pro models powered by the M5 Pro and M5 Max chips very soon. We are likely looking at a launch window between January and April. But here is the catch. If you are expecting a massive visual overhaul with these M5 models, you are going to be disappointed. These machines are not about vanity. They are about raw, unadulterated power. This is a classic under-the-hood update. Don't expect new ports, don't expect a new shape, and don't expect the screen to change. Apple is focusing entirely on faster CPUs, more capable GPUs, and extreme efficiency. They are going to lean heavily into AI and machine learning because that is the current battlefield of the tech world. They will also probably squeeze out a few more minutes of battery life just so they can claim it's the best ever. If you are on an M1 Pro or Max, these will feel faster, but they won't change your life. However, if you are still using an old Intel Mac, moving to the M5 will feel like you've been transported 100 years into the future. Now, why would Apple release an M5 MacBook now if a total redesign is coming so soon? It sounds messy, but Apple has done this before. Back in 2023, they dropped the M2 Pro models early in the year and then shocked everyone by releasing the M3 Pro models just a few months later. Apple is ruthless about their silicon schedule. They don't care if it makes the buying advice complicated. They want the fastest chips on the market at all times. This brings us to the spicy part of the story. The real monster update is slated for late 2026 or early 2027. This is the update that changes everything. This would be the biggest shift since 2021 when they brought back the ports and killed the butterfly keyboard. The headline feature is the move to OLED technology. If you use an iPhone or a high-end iPad, you already know why this is a big deal. OLED means perfect blacks because there is no backlight. It means infinite contrast and colors that pop so hard they make spreadsheets look like art. Plus, because you don't need a backlight layer, the lid of the laptop can be significantly slimmer. This fits Apple's new obsession with making everything thin again, just like they did with the newest iPad Pro. But the feature that is going to absolutely break the internet is the touchscreen. For over a decade, Apple executives have laughed at the idea of a touch-enabled Mac. They called it ergonomically terrible. They said nobody wants to poke a screen. Well, it turns out they were wrong, or they finally realized that a whole generation of users grew up touching every screen they see. But Apple isn't just going to slap a cheap touch panel on the current frame. One of the biggest problems with touch laptops is the wobble factor where the screen shakes every time you tap it. Reports say Apple is engineering a brand new hinge mechanism specifically to keep the display rigid and steady. They will definitely give this a fancy marketing name and spend 10 minutes talking about torque and resistance during the keynote. This move also means macOS will have to change. They won't turn it into an iPad, but expect larger touch targets and smoother gestures. It's about giving you the option to pinch and zoom on your canvas or scroll through a page without reaching for the trackpad. While they are at it, Apple is finally planning to kill the notch. The current notch is fine, but it's not exactly pretty. The rumor is that Apple will move to a smaller pill-shaped cutout, similar to the dynamic island on the iPhone. This frees up screen space and makes the machine look way more premium. Under the hood of this redesigned beast, we expect the M6 Pro and M6 Max chips. By late 2026, Apple Intelligence will be a mature feature, and these chips will be built to run complex AI models locally without killing your battery. There are even whispers of built-in 5G cellular connectivity finally arriving. Imagine a MacBook that is always connected without needing a Wi-Fi hotspot. Of course, all this tech comes with a price tag. OLED panels and touch sensors are expensive. Don't be surprised if these redesigned models start at a much higher price point than the current ones. Apple loves to keep the best features for the top-tier models to justify the Pro name. But wait, there's a curveball. Apple might be working on a budget MacBook powered by an iPhone chip, specifically the A18 Pro. This is a brilliant move. It could allow Apple to sell a MacBook for $600 or $700, competing directly with Chromebooks. It wouldn't be a video editing powerhouse, but for a student writing papers and browsing the web, it would be perfect. It would have incredible battery life and run macOS perfectly. This could easily become one of their best-selling products of all time. So, when you look at the roadmap, it makes sense. The M5 keeps the performance crown today, the M6 redesign sets the stage for the next decade, and the budget model captures the rest of the market. In my opinion, this is the refresh we have been waiting for. The first act of Apple Silicon was about performance. This second act is about the form factor catching up to that power. It is bold, it is risky, and it is exactly what the Mac needs to stay relevant. If you are a pro who needs a machine today to earn money, buy the M5. It will be a beast. But if your current laptop is still working, I strongly suggest you wait. The move to OLED and touch will make every current MacBook look like a relic from the past the moment they are announced. If you absolutely need something now but want the redesign later, try to find a discounted M3 or M4 to save some cash. We are on the edge of a generational shift. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on these rumors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.